We're just playing with it. Oh my gosh! How are you doing? Oh. Hello everybody. It's been a full-on week. But enough about, enough about that.
Enough about us.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Today, we are going to make, I say we, I had to get you involved in this.
I'm very
And you did not need much persuasion.
No, I wanted to make this last week.
I wasn't sure what it actually was. This thing is called a hummingbird cake. What is a hummingbird cake?
So, I described it to you like a carrot cake.
With
no carrots.
No carrot in.
But
It's a lot like a carrot cake, isn't it? Like, yeah.
You're like, no.
This is no carrot. But no, it is. I get
a
you.
carrot cake,
Yeah.
but without carrots. But it's got pineapple and banana in it.
Yes.
With a nice cream cheese ice. See, cream cheese icing is like carrot cake too.
Oh, so good. Yeah, and it's got pecans in it, or pecans, depending where you're from. Banana bread, essentially, oil-based, so no butter. You get that real moistness. But there is pineapple in it as well. Pineapple and banana. Like, why have we never come up with this before? This is crazy. It's like a tropical banana bread.
Why have you not done this before?
We're about to do it now. All right, so we're starting with the dry ingredients. That's like a cake. You mix your dry and your wet together. All right, Mrs. B?
Yes.
That is some flour.
It is.
I was freaking out at the supermarket last night. There was limited ingredients, as it is with the lockdown. They didn't have any flour whatsoever. But then Mrs. B reminded me, as always, we had a giant tub.
Yeah.
Hello, like on my arm. Just sat there all the time. So get your dry bits together. So there's the bowl of flour.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon.
1 teaspoon of nutmeg.
Nice.
Ginger's one of those weird smells. And then 1 teaspoon of bicarb. Pinch of salt.
Pinch of salt. You didn't even do a salt babe.
No, sorry.
It's like a massive tub though, isn't it? As you can see, my wife is mixing those together and has formed a nice consistent shade. And now we move on to the wet stage. We just want to say thank you to everyone that's just putting up with the way life is right now for us on here. We're doing our best to put videos up amongst homeschooling and all the other stuff. And the oven, apparently you said it was on a TV show.
Yeah, it's on. The kids are watching Nailed It on
Nailed
Netflix.
It. Yeah, I know that
and
show.
they all had
They all have those. It has got us by, but yeah, I mean, it's limiting how much we can do sort of video-wise at the moment. So, but we're doing our best, and maybe one day we'll tell you some more hidden behind-the-scenes moments of what is really going on right now. But we're smiling. Yay! Happy face and cake. Wet steps now. Bananas, 3 bananas like that, 3 wet bananas. You've got to mash them up.
Yes.
Because it's a carrot cake.
And it would be, if you have got those brown, horrible bananas that you don't want to eat,
Yeah.
use those. That'd be better.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Overripe.
Yeah.
Because you want to eat those ones?
Well, no.
They're just sweeter.
It's sweeter, isn't it? And easier to mash. And
It was pretty tough at the store, mate.
I know. I'm not criticising.
It's tough out there. People are struggling. We're not angry.
Yeah.
I'm just disappointed. Thanks. Don't film me. This is what the whole point. Right.
See, if we had the brown ones, they just mash.
Just use a fork. That's what I normally do. Well, it is working. I do love mashed banana.
Mashed bananas just remind me of the kids when they were babies.
All right, so it's all coming together in our big bowl, the wet stuff. This is some oil. Rather than using butter to add oil into a cake, gives it that real nice sort of moistness that you get with a banana cake as well. So that's the sugar going in. Pineapple. I drained it off as best I could, but we might need a bigger bowl. And then, although it looks really bizarre, the mashed banana from earlier goes in as well. That just looks like really angry porridge. But meanwhile, we did forget to add, we got some pecans that we talked about. We actually need 2 lots of these, some for the end. We should put them in with the dry ingredients anyway. Not that I think it really matters, but I'm just going to stick them in and mix it through. Woo! That looks so weird. We need a bigger bowl. We're just playing with it. Oh my gosh!
Sorry, that was heavy.
This gets whisked together now until smooth, just to break those pineapple down and smooth up the eggs and the sugar and blend it all together, alright? We are going to preheat this oven to 180 degrees C. We got some pecans that I've chopped spare, ready for later on. These are some arts and crafts that the kids did. This is a spare broom handle. So yeah, back to the cake.
Come on.
The dry.
Add it
In with the wet. Which seems to be the basis of every sort of good cake batter. Get all your dry together, get all your wet together. The pecans in there. They just disappeared. I stirred them through. You can't even
I hope
see
that's
them.
what those lumps are, yes.
Yeah. Did I sieve them?
I'm a bit worried.
So in that goes, gets folded through so it's nice and smooth. And whilst that's happening, we have got over here 2 cake tins that we're using, and these are springform tins, nice and easy to get out. We're going to grease them anyway, but they just about fit in our oven, so you might want to go slightly bigger on the cake tin size. It's very bright, like I say.
Oh my gosh, I've just realised what it reminds me of.
What? What does it remind you of? Oh, I think I know what you're going to say. Do you mean a nappy?
Yeah.
But this is important. People that haven't had kids yet, you know, they need to know that the first few batch looks like
when they're just on the milk.
Yeah, it's not much texture. Oh my gosh. I can't unsee it now. I can't unsee it.
Neither can I.
Change the subject. I know. Extension update. Yesterday we had the ceiling plastered, and you can see where it's still wet and it's drying out. And we even got some splattered on the walls, some water, and we did concrete the floor together as well, the gaps, to make it nice and strong. We're getting there, folks. And now some cake theory for Mrs. Barry.
When I pour the cake back into the cake tins, I then weigh them on the scales to make sure they're even.
And like, it does work.
works.
It works really, really well. And you passed it on to Chloe as well, won't you?
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is using this butter that we need later. I've just pulled the wrapper back a little bit, and I'm using it as a sort of like butter pen just to grease the tins. That's not as technical as the scale thing, is it? Sorry. Wow. I think that oil we used has really changed the colour of it. You do probably want it a little bit different, but I think it's going to make it unique. Here we go. This is the moment. You excited about this?
Oh yeah, that's...
It's actually weird, like, how you're doing that. Like, because for homework, for homeschooling, Chloe and I actually did measure for her measuring things. She had to measure random things. We measured the pugs, and Amy is actually 2 centimetres shorter in length than Boston. Yeah, as Mrs. Barry's holding it like that, do ensure that you do hold the tin to the sides, because with it being a loose bottom tin, I've been there, we've all been there, it will just pop out. I can't believe they fit in that oven.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Sorry, one goes at the back and one's at the front, so they don't always rise evenly, but you still get a good cake.
Okay, that's our disclaimer.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll see you in a bit. Whilst that's baking, we are going to move on to the frosting. It does bake for a long old time, but did you know, Mrs. B, some hummingbird cake facts? Because it, what is a hummingbird? Do you know what it is?
A bird that hums.
Yes, and it hums by its wings, apparently, the beating of the wings. And it is the national bird of Jamaica.
I didn't know that.
Well, neither did I until I googled it. Facts. The hummingbird cake was named after the island's national bird. So the national bird of Jamaica is the hummingbird, or which is also known as a doctor bird. And then in 1968, they exported the recipe out to America and all other places, and they adapted it and stuff like that. But the main basis is the banana, the pineapple, and the pecans. It's kind of like that tropical.
Oh, tropical.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, I wonder why they put those flavours together, but obviously bananas and...
It's probably everything they've got lying around in Jamaica, isn't it?
Yeah,
If it was in England, it would be like grass and...
Carrots.
Yes! Yeah, we've solved it. Nailed it. What would be like the national bird of the UK? Like a pigeon?
I think a pigeon.
Okay, so here are all our bits for our cream cheese frosting. I can see you in there. Hello. First up, we're going to do is we're going to get some the cream cheese, because all cream cheese frosting, which is in my top 10 frostings, needs cream cheese, yeah, which is known as soft cheese now rather than cream cheese. Have they saved money by not putting cream in it? Dilemma. Full fat cream cheese is the best way to go. For some reason, the low fat stuff just doesn't cut it, does it?
Really?
It kind of sometimes can separate and do weird stuff. So, you know, endorsing healthy eating, make sure you go for the full fat. This is our butter. That is at room temperature. It's actually softened. You can see like the indents in it and stuff. So we're going to beat that through. This is a vanilla pod.
Right, I'm a bit scared.
Well, you should be scared.
They
are very special things indeed. They did not have any vanilla extract in the shop. Foolishly, we've had so much vanilla extract for years. I think one of the removal men actually ended up just like taking it. It's like, I love that. I love that. So we got a vanilla pod instead. So we got the seeds. What you need to do, Mrs. B, is score it right down the middle. So run your knife all the way down. So you need to turn your knife upside down so it's the blunt side facing, just so you don't affect the blade. And then just push along the pod and scrape it towards the camera. Push, 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 push. There we go.
Yay. Oh, look at that.
So that is some proper vanilla, isn't it? Smell that.
Oh, that smells amazing.
Yeah? Oh my gosh. They're so risen.
Oh wow.
They look like molehills. Okay, so we're now going to sieve in the icing sugar. Why are you being so grabbing it?
Because I would like to do it a spoonful at a time, and I know you won't.
Okay, yeah, you know me too well. When I do icing sugar, there's normally a puff of smoke, but by sieving it like this, to be fair, you are getting it finer, and we are avoiding that massive cloud, because I guess the sieve, the base of it, is probably protecting a lot of it going up and hitting us in the fez. So that's going to get all absorbed into there, and we should end up eventually with a lovely cream cheese frosting, which is in my top 10 frostings. What's your top 10 frostings? Anything significant in there?
Oh, I like this one when you add a bit of lime.
Oh yeah. I love how the dogs are kind of looking at you, Mrs. B. You having a little taste of that?
I am. It's delicious.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I love the black specks in it too.
Or the little vanilla seeds.
Yeah.
Do you like it? It's your
do.
first one. I'm so proud.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, the cakes, we did just get a toothpick, but the cakes are a lot harder than that. So we've got a bamboo skewer, like any other cake. Push it in, make sure that it comes out clean. If it does, it's ready. Oh, look at that.
Done.
There's some still like cracks in the top, but the icing will cover that, right?
Yeah. A good cake always has cracks in the top.
Okay, so since moving in, we haven't actually used the cake stand yet. So Mrs. Barry's currently in the garage foraging for that, along with the hedge trimmer and loads of other random cutlery that is still in boxes. So that's where she is. And while she's out there, I thought what I would do is the other batch of pecans, some of them are in the cake, as we know. Now you can just stick them on the top, apparently. You can whiz them up as a crumb. But I quite like the idea of sort of caramelising them a little bit and giving them a little bit of sweetness and crystallisation and crunch. So let's do that. There's about 100 grams of caster sugar there and a little dollop of water. Now we want that to dissolve, but we really don't want to stir it too much. Get it going, and then we leave it, because you can do any other shakes like this. And what we want to do is get that dissolved, okay?
Sorry, don't mind me.
No, I'm not going to show making this. I'm just going to like film. This is basically what we do 7 days a week at the moment. Like, where did I put the kids?
What did I do with that?
You can see how it's dissolved through though, but you can just give it the odd little stir like that, but don't aggravate it too much. There we go. So I'm going to take that off the heat now, push in the nuts, woo, to get them nice and coated in there. And as it cools down, it will cling together like a brittle. We can chop it up again if we want. There we go. So just let it cool down and we can chop it up again roughly, but it'll have a nice little sugar coat into it. It's basically created these sort of clusters of sweet pecan nuts, which are insanely nice and I can't stop eating. So to prevent that, we're going to turn it into dust. So we've got additional of the blended up topping and a few chunky bits that will go on and hopefully pop a nice contrast to the cream cheese frosting, which is in my top 10 frostings. Are you ready to build this thing?
Yes.
All right, folks, little life update. We got the sponges out, they're nice and cooled. We leveled one bit, which will be the bottom half. We've got Chloe sat over here.
Playing Mario Kart.
We've got the pugs down there. And the boss. Okay, so we could not find the Barry Lewis cake stand, which there will be more of them available on Amazon, by the way. They are coming very, very soon, so keep an eye out for that. But this will do. It's just we can't spin it as easy. So we've got a little splodge of the frosting in the middle, just to hold it down. And we'll get the first cake on. This is the bit you've been waiting for.
Yes. Can I spread it?
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go. So we're just going to do the top layer. Apparently there's so many different ways to present this. You can actually frost the outside as well. We're probably going to keep it fairly simplistic. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that.
It's a bit wonky.
Bit wonky, sorry. Look at that.
When you have a cake, that's the kind of cake you want.
I love
There
it.
we go.
I love that. So we've got our two types of pecan. I think what we might do is like stick the lumpy bits, just let them sit in, around the edges of the cake. Right, so we've got some of this finer blended up pecan, and just almost like a crumble.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah, let's just scatter that on the top there. Look a bit like sand from a beach.
Yes,
but remember,
sand cake.
Yeah,
Sandcastle.
sandcastle cake. Yeah, but this looks awesome. Oh my gosh, come on. It does not get much better than this.
This looks amazing.
Hey, well done, mate. We've done well.
We have.
The cake is possibly still warm.
Yeah.
A teeny bit, but we can't help it. It
No.
smells so good.
It's good.
Should we slice it up?
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh.
You see that? Oh, yes, you can see it.
can.
It's falling apart. Oh, that's fine. We can portion that.
Half each.
Oh. Yes. I love how you just didn't even wait for me. You're just like, I'm going straight in with that. That's why it's a hummingbird cake, because you eat it and you go,
wow. That is amazing.
The spice is strong, isn't it? Well, just enough, subtle.
Wow.
It has got that Jamaican vibe. Yeah.
Wow.
That's blooming stonking.
Why have we never made this before?
I don't know.
No.
I think because I thought it was something completely different. It's more of a banana-y cake vibe, but the spices really run through it, and the cream cheese frosting, which is in my top 10 frostings, just works. I've lost Mrs. B now to a cake coma, but hopefully you try this recipe out. We'll put it on the full method and steps on the website. That's it. I think just cake for the rest of the day. Yeah.
Oh, this is so good.
Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.
Check your level, player. No matter what your style, the kitchen's for me. Simon's moustache, goatee, maybe all three.
I just said, should we get the kids to try some? I'm expecting, yeah. You looked over his shoulder as if to see how much we got left. Like, yeah, I suppose.
There's an apple in the fridge. Don't have that.